From there, he's going to be taking his first section, which is going to be a vertical profile, and creating some graduation on the inside of his fingers. The effect that this will have is becoming a lot shorter towards the bottom of the graduation and sitting just above the disconnected longer area. So it will create quite a distinct disconnection from this middle zone here where the graduation is to the bottom area. It will then start to build up length and weight towards the top of the roundness of the head, which is going to help build up dimension to the head shape. And then that will tie in nicely to what Alessandro will move on to in the flat area of the head through the crown. The next section in that Alessandro is going to be using is going to be working from right at the top of the crown area at the back, working all the way round in towards the recession area at the front. This will eliminate the top zone completely, almost like a mini horseshoe section, and bring the side area in towards the back zone that we are still focusing on right now. Work that through both sides and just clip neatly out of the way as you wish. Start working now from the top of this new zone and use the guide from underneath to continue that graduation upwards, working vertically. As you're working higher up through the head position, make sure that the head has been moved down slightly on the chair that you're using to make it easier for you to get that angle in without having to raise your elbow too high and be uncomfortable. You can also slightly move your client's head position forward as you're creating graduation at the back. As we now move in towards the side panels, Alessandro is starting to create the perimeter of where he wants the side areas to sit. He's bringing everything down in one section to create that very heavy outline, although he's working with the points of the scissor to create as much of a textured finish as possible, which will create lots of movement and nice texture through the edges of the haircut. Once both sides have been completed and they feel nice and even, we're now going to go in and start to internally layer those side panels. If we were to just leave them like that, we would have a very heavy outline with not much movement or texture through those edges. So what we're going to be doing is working vertical sections, standing from behind of the client, elevating the hair up and technically creating a slight rounded shape from the top into the bottom. This will create a nice short panel through the top and gradually get longer in length towards the bottom area as we're leaving the bottom area over directing up in towards our round cutting line, meaning it will be slightly longer than the rest. So it's not a complete square shape and it's not a complete round shape. It's something in the middle which offers fluidity, softness, and allows the hair to move towards the top but still maintains length towards the bottom area. We're going to be cutting that internal top shape now, using the back as a reference in terms of the length and working with the slicing of the scissor in a triangular cutting line from shorter at the back and longer at the front. The reason for this is because although we do want to take a lot of length away from the top, we do want to make sure that there is still quite a lot of length and weight transferred into the fringe panel, as Alessandro is going to be working through that area in a very personal way. So he wants as much length in the front as possible, but also to remove the density and mass of hair through the top panel where the apex is sitting right now. Alessandro is now starting to work through the signature fringe that he's creating for this client. We can see that everything else behind the fringe is perfectly styled and ready to go. So all he needs to do now is match up the fringe to what his creative eye feels to the rest of the haircut. Rather than cutting the fringe and then styling the hair and then having to recut the fringe again to get it to match better, he's already eliminated that process. In terms of how we approach this fringe, he's going to be working with very deep point cutting, working with the hair naturally on the surface of the face of the skin. You can place these fringe visors on the forehead to keep the hair and the scissor away from the client's face and eyes, which is a good idea if you're working something like this. To finish off the personalization, Alessandro is just going to nip tuck any areas through the back and then finish it off with the styling process, which is where we can really bring this shape and creative haircut to life. Alessandro's working with the Aveda dry texture spray, which is a fantastic product to use and spray into the hair. It's very light, has a very good hold, but also increases movement and texture as well. It's almost like a hairspray that you can continuously move around through the haircut. Once we've got that in, it will add volume and texture to the haircut. Alessandro is going to finish off with the molding paste from Aveda, which is just going to go in and really increase the texture and also increase the durability and the hold factor of the styling. It also adds definition to the areas that he wants to place the product as well. So a combination of the dry spray, texture spray, and the slightly more wetter paste is the perfect combination. but it's important that you don't overload the hair with too much. As we can see from the finished look, we have something that's very unique and very personal, which is extremely textured, where we have that face frame and fringe completely deconstructed, and then those disconnected panels working through the top and also in towards the neckline area. Whatever angle you look at this haircut, it has something different going on, which is what makes it really appealing and amazing to shoot in more of an editorial situation. We hope that you enjoyed watching this video, guys. For our new collection shoot, we hope to see you on the next one.